Cool. You good? Sweet. Jody, you want to lead us off?
Were you guys able to scrimmage on Saturday? How did that look?
Yeah, it was good. We played 60 minutes, to try to get fitness out of it, right? Maintain that fitness is really important going into this game. Trying to get rid of any rest that we have going into this game. Obviously, we've had a long stretch where we haven't played a real meaningful game, and so, the scrimmage was really important for us to feel like it was game realistic, and trying to paint a picture of what we're going to see this weekend.
With as far as getting game realistic and having not played, I mean, did you feel like maybe even if there's any nerves or kinks or anything like that, was that kind of ironed out too? I'm imagining you get hyped up for a big match.
Yeah.
To kind of get those kind of early feelings out too.
Yeah, I mean, everybody is ready for the game to take place. We've been, I wouldn't say patiently waiting for this game. We're antsy. We want to play. We want to get into this game on the right foot, and so training's been at a high level, and we're antsy. We're ready to get this game going. So. I think there's going to be jitters. I think more so when we're closer to game time. But we've prepared really well going into this game.
That game week's got to be. I mean, it helps now that it's game week, right? Because it seems like a normal week.
Yeah, certainly. Last 2 weeks have been a little strange in that sense, where we essentially had a bye week and then leading into international break. And so we haven't had the full squad here, which is also very interesting, and it's just a bit of a weird week. So we're excited to have a bit of a normal week leading into the LAFC game, and working on a little bit more tactical switches leading into the game.
And the balance of LAFC tactical switches, and yet you're all focusing on what you do best. Can you just talk about that balance?
Yeah, well, I think we understand that LAFC has gotten the better of us this year, but we also can't take away what we've done the second half of the year. Right, we've had a really slow start to the season, and I think we've been one of the best teams points-wise in the league in the second half of the season. So trying to do what we do best, right, and that's defend well and try to possess the ball and score in transition and get guys in the box, but also understanding that LAFC's had our number this year, and what can we learn from those couple games that they've beat us at.
So Cristian, you mentioned trying to paint a picture of what they'll try to do. How much of that is influenced by what they've done in those games against you guys this year? Yeah,
certainly it's been very their goals have come in very similar ways, and that's really transition moments. Besides the Open Cup game, I think a lot of the goals have come in those transition moments. So how can we be in a better tactical in better tactical positioning when we have the ball and eliminate those transition moments. So obviously that they're a team that's going to be at home. They'll probably have a little bit more possession than they did in the first couple games that they had here. So it is going to be a little bit of a switch for us playing over there.
Because it does seem like that's a fact of the fact that the recent big games have been here. The fact that it is there, that does change quite a big dynamic, right?
Yeah, certainly. I mean, look, they still got the better of us over there, and but it was a bit of a different game, and a different time for us as well. So, we've had success at times over there, especially in the playoffs, and so we need to have overall. We just need to have a really good mentality going into that game.
How would you assess the way that you guys used this time? Like, I know you had to get healthy. You are probably able to do a little bit more film work. Like, were you satisfied with the work that you guys put in and sort of the way that you handled this break?
Yeah, certainly. I mean, I wish that we had every single player here, right? So that we can really utilize, what we think that our starting lineup would be. Getting healthy obviously was really important for us. Not making it to that third game, so that we don't have to play another game with guys that or maybe not have our full lineup for that game. And then now we've used these last 2.5 weeks to be able to reflect on our games against LAFC and what they've done well and what we've done okay at. And so implementing that into training has been crucial. And so hopefully we can apply that into the games.
Looking back on this season where you guys had some ups and downs and whatnot, like every year you have those things, right? But how does the interpersonal relationships, like, you have a brother on this team, you have good friends on this team, you have relationships that have been built over long periods of time because this is a group that's been together for a long time. How do those sort of end up manifesting themselves when you go through a tough spell?
Well, I think for us, having had guys that have been here in the past, we've gone through these spells together, and so it's created a bit of we've been here before type of mentality. So there wasn't a huge panic in the locker room, which certainly helped. But having such a close-knit team helped a whole lot. Usually there's a couple flare-ups every year where whether it's playing time or not winning games. That's part of it, but I think having this close-knit group, I think our coaching staff is really tight as well, and so having overall the team culture that we have has helped so much this year compared to years past. And so we've been able to develop even more lasting friendships, I think, having gone through these tough times, and I think it's going to help us going into stretches like this or the Club World Cup, and then hopefully Champions Cup as well.
With you guys voting Albert MVP, can you share like some of what you think were reasons behind that for you guys?
Well, I think Albert is a player that we noticed when he was out, especially earlier in the year. And he came in clutch when we started doing really well, right? She was scoring penalties, getting assists left and right. It really could have been him or Jordan, Gaymar. It could have been a few different guys, but Albert in particular, you notice him when he's gone, and he's a player that is needed, a player that we've relied on. And hopefully, I think he is a free agent after this year. So hopefully that he stays here and has a long career here as well.
Cristian, llega la oportunidad de regresar a casa a Los Ángeles a jugar y con la mentalidad que dijiste, ya son diferentes, ya tienes la aptitud diferente, tienes la mentalidad diferente. ¿Qué podemos esperar de que puedan hacer esto en Los Ángeles?
Pues primero yo creo que sí, la mentalidad y actitud tiene que ser 100%, y tenemos que estar enfocado en LAFC, en la contra. Muy importante estar listo para una batalla, porque es un equipo que mete gol en un momento, y siempre es difícil jugar contra el LAFC y jugar allá de visitantes, pero mentalidad, actitud y estar enfocados en nuestro trabajo va a ser muy importante para ganar.
En lo personal, ya has jugado con ellos muchas veces, tienes la oportunidad cada partido es una oportunidad de crecer y de aprender. ¿Qué fue las lecciones que aprendiste este año, en esta temporada, cuando jugaron con ellos, que pueden cambiar en esta oportunidad?
Sí, pues sentí que jugamos mejor contra el LAFC en Open Cup, pero en los otros partidos sentí que sufrimos un poco, especialmente en transición, la contra, y eso esperamos. Tienen jugadores que pueden meter goles así en un instante, y pues estar listos para eso. Eso es lo que aprendimos en los partidos. Siento que si tenemos esa energía y motivación y actitud, que podemos salir de Los Ángeles con un gane.
¿No es peligroso continuar con los mismos conceptos, la misma estrategia, la misma forma de juego ante un equipo que ya los ha dominado 4 veces en un año?
Sí, es difícil porque no quieres cambiar mucho, porque has ha sido uno de los mejores equipos en la segunda parte de la temporada, pero también es un equipo que tenemos 4 o 5 derrotas contra ellos seguidos y pues sí, vamos a tener que cambiar un poco, pero también tenemos que creer en lo que estamos haciendo bien y pues más que nada estar más enfocados en lo que debemos que hacer, porque también si cambias mucho para un partido también es difícil porque no has entrenado con todo el equipo aquí, pero sí, tenemos que cambiar un poco, pero también somos un buen equipo y tenemos que creer eso.
Thanks, guys.
Sweet.
Thank you.
Cheers, guys.